we're on a train. We're headed from Rome to Florence, Italy, on a train to madness. I don't know about train to madness, but this is Guignol. He's in Rome, and he's doing his roving reporter from behind the camera. So thank you to Guignol and Mulva, who are out there bringing it on home, bringing the vacation for us, for those of us who are not on vacation. You can be for, an hour on a Tuesday. This is a place where you take a break from the crap. This is called Lunch Therapy. We've got a great show for you today. But first, I want to mention to all of you that next Tuesday, we're going to have Julia Sullivan on the show. Julia is a hilarious actor, comedian, funny person, and she happens to be on Rookie Feds tonight. So if you want to check out Rookie Feds, or even better, on Wednesday, May 10th, next week on Wednesday, you can join her in an online watch party. So that's kind of fun. This is a new thing I never heard about before, but that sounds really cool. So yeah, and then Julia's going to be on the show, on this show, next Tuesday for a quiz. All right. I mean, my eyes are starting to do that thing when you look out the window of the train and it's like they go back and forth. You ever seen that before? It's crazy. Anyway, live bird cam. I'm behind the thing now. Link in the show notes for the watch party. Here's the live bird cam. We're looking at the nest. Looks like the bird's sitting in there, right? I think so. Is that the bird right there? This is our live bird cam. This is a hummingbird nest outside in our yard. We like to call that bird. Like that. What'd you say, Blas?
What do you want?
Oh, that's not Blas. That's the bird. Hey, Hummy. How's it going? Yeah, that's cool. All right. Oh, we got some comments here. I got to look at the comments because I was just jabbering. Oh my God, Twitch is so far ahead of YouTube, says Camila Lopez. Wow, that's super cool. Yep, the watch party. I'll put it up there one more time for those to see. Rookie Feds. That's going to be on tonight too, and you can watch it on Hulu, and you can go to the watch party, whatever you want to do. It's all there for you. It's all laid out. And over here, we have our bird. He's still jabbering. Bird, are you there? Are you there?
Of course.
How's it going? How often do you sit on that nest? Is it all the time?
No, just Tuesday and Friday, 12 o'clock.
Oh, Tuesdays and Fridays you sit there because you know about the show and you're on the show. Yeah.
I'm watching right now.
You're watching? You can watch it? Wow. That is so cool. Yeah, Chuck is amazing. I've got some roving reporter from Chuck Goldsmith today. Jay Patterson is here. Yeah. All right. Might need a live bird light as well. Yeah,
Well, that would be nice.
Yeah. Hummingbirds don't tweet, by the way, hummingbird. They tick. They tick? All right, back to Venice. Now we're in Venice, Italy. Thank you for the transportation device, Guignol. Appreciate that. Yeah, we're on a boat in Venice with Guignol and Mulva. That could be like a whole spin-off show. Do you think Lunch Therapy should have some spin-off shows? I think so. Yeah, look at Venice.
You could have one from Venice, Italy.
Venice, Italy. Blas, for some reason, you seem to be cutting out a little bit. I don't know. I mean,
what do you mean?
What it is? Oh, there you go.
I'm cutting out?
No, you're not now. I
No?
think you were probably like this.
Uh-huh.
Water level is back up there in Venice. That's cool.
Looks like Mississippi.
It looks exactly like Mississippi. It's funny that you mentioned that because when I first saw this footage, I thought, is that Mississippi? Or what?
Or what?
It's cool though, isn't it? All right, let's get into this show called Lunch Therapy because we've got a contest. We've got some roving reporter from Chuck. We've got some breaking news. Guignol and Mulva.
Good choice of music, Boney.
It's pretty good.
Perfect.
Isn't it? Yeah,
Perfect for Venice.
I like that. All right, let's go. I'm gonna get myself a motor. I'm
I have a wonderful experience for you that, well, just wasn't possible before. It's called Polar Vision. Now, say there's a family dinner and everyone's pitching in, Voila. You're all seeing it again a few seconds later. It's a whole new way to have fun together. Polaroid's instant movies. I think it's remarkable. I do.
All right. I think
Danny
that's
Kaye?
remarkable, too. That's Danny Kaye for
Danny
Polar
Kaye.
Vision. Yeah. I think that Guignol and Mulva must have a Polar Vision with them because we're experiencing the same stuff. Do I have a Jesus
Boney, the
complex?
music, Boney, the music's just a little bit loud,
Oh
Boney.
my God, it's so loud.
Yeah, like
I don't have a Jesus complex. What I have is a what is that guy's name? Jared
Complex?
Leto.
You have
I
a
have a Jared
complex?
Leto complex. I think I'm Jared Leto. Polaroids.
why? That guy's crazy.
I love Jared Leto. What are you talking about? That guy is
Yeah, I know he's crazy.
he's crazy awesome. Polaroids instant movies.
Okay.
WTF, want that. Everybody wants that. What'd you say, Blas?
I said okay, crazy, talented. Yeah, sure, okay.
Crazy talented.
Do you think that he's talented because he's crazy, or do you think he's crazy talented?
I think he is crazy and talented. And possibly they go together. They might go together. Matt
I would
says,
think so.
that I do at the end makes me think he doesn't really think it's that remarkable. I thought the same thing, Matt. At the end of that thing, he says, I think it's remarkable. I really do. As if we were saying, no, you don't. But I do. I do think it's remarkable.
You know what it reminds me of? The
What?
Pepsi commercial with
yeah?
Steve Martin, where he's talking about being an actor,
That's
and
such
he's
a weird-
supposed to be acting like the Pepsi tastes good.
Yeah, and acting like he can act.
That feeling. Yeah, exactly. Got that feeling.
All right, healing vibrations, root chakra for Maladara. Wow,
Maladara.
probably butchered that. Located at the base of the spine, rooting us to the earth, as well as our physical bodies. That's right. Kamala says, meaning, even though I got paid buku bucks, I actually believe in this shit. That's what he's saying. That's what he was saying. I think you're right. I really do. I'm getting paid tons of money, but I really do. Do we need to talk about the wood milk controversy? I don't know about the wood milk. Oh, I know. You can't call almond milk anymore.
Right.
That's
You
totally
can't call
uncool.
milk that's not from a cow milk.
Interesting. So what are we going to call
Do you
it?
think we should call it like almond juice or almond extract?
Almond byproduct? Almond water. Almond water. That sounds pretty good.
It's like 50% water, right? Because, I mean, there's no juice in an almond.
But it's
They just have to, like,
milkier.
granulate
It's kind of
it.
milky, though. How about if we call it almond
But that's-
milky? You know how they do that with chocolate? When it's not real chocolate, they call it chocolatey?
Oh, my God, like a yoo-hoo.
Like, yeah, they say, yeah, yoo-hoo's chocolatey,
Yoo-hoo.
right? It's not
It's
real chocolate.
chocolatey flavored water. So almond milky.
You can't call it milk if it isn't from an animal.
Right.
Do you get
How about
canceled
milk
when you do
light?
this? Almond schmegma. I knew someone thought it would come here.
Schmegma. I like schmegma.
It can be a cow, a human, a goat, a sheep, whatever. Well, milk is also a verb too, so I guess that makes sense. Unless you're milking the almonds.
Right. But you are milking them because you're turning it into you're milking it into a beverage. But you're saying as milk is a verb, not
What
as a
about
noun.
soy? Soy milk. You can't milk a soy. The almonds are crushed. Oat
Blended?
grease.
Yeah,
Oat grease.
they're obliterated, and then you add water, and it becomes almond milk.
Yeah, sometimes they have nectar. They call it nectar. You know, for some reason, certain things, when we drink it as a juice, we call it nectar.
I'll tell you why. because like when you have mango or another fruit that's kind of thick like that,
Yeah.
and it's 100% juice, it's nectar.
Yeah, there's got to be
Because
like
orange has a juice and mango has a nectar.
and the nectar juice is sort of greasy
Thick.
and oily. And thick, maybe thick is what you
Thick,
mean.
yeah, thick. It's thick. It's
All right, we
delicious.
better-
It's like biting into a mango.
I love biting into mangoes, I tell you. Our mango
My
tree,
favorite fruit.
is it our papaya tree? Our papaya tree almost died this
Oh, good
winter.
nectar.
Almost died.
That's
this
good nectar.
winter.
What?
Yep.
Oh,
Almond
that's terrible.
crushy. They could. Oh, that sounds refreshing. I'm gonna have myself a nice almond crushy. Right?
I'm gonna have a almond crushy over ice.
Got my Sprite. I got my almond crushy.
What are you having? Cereal and what?
Almond crushy.
What are you having in your cereal?
I have
Oh,
a little
almond crushy. Oh, nice.
Oh, can I have some? I think it
sounds
was
like
more an Aubrey, how could you thing. The wood milk spot is pretty funny, but it supports big milk, and people see it as a cap on vegans. Is this Aubrey Plaza, perhaps? Who is this? Aubrey who?
One of the Aubreys.
I don't know. This sounds like a real controversy. That I don't even
It sounds like an
understand.
Aubrey Plaza thing to say. You know what? That's what it is. It's a got milk support. They've got tapped into, and their bottom line is getting affected.
Hey,
so now
Blas,
they're,
we better watch ourselves, because you know what happened
just
to
like
Oprah.
what? We're just having conversation
We better
on a
we
show that
better
does
watch
parodies on
ourselves.
products.
Big Milk's gonna come after us.
I hope they do. I hope you do, Big Milk. Come on, come get some
Love
therapy.
me some Big Milk.
Come on, come get a laugh.
Matt says yes. Aubrey Plaza did a funny spot. It's the new Got Milk campaign. Oh my God, I wish we could watch that right here on the show.
Competing
I
with
would love
almond
that.
and soy and walnut and a coconut.
Do you
Shabanat.
think that if we watched it, because we're doing commentary on it, it might be good? I mean, it might be okay.
Yeah, I think if you play it right now and we comment on it, it's
Fair use,
considered
right?
a.
Okay, I'm gonna say milk ad. I'm gonna say Aubrey Plaza. Oh, there it is. I see it now.
Have you ever looked at a tree?
Okay, let's see it. Let's watch it. Let's watch this thing. I don't know. I'm throwing caution to the wind.
Bring it on.
Greg Wordle likes milk. Well, let's just see what people are saying. Maybe they're saying, Joel, don't do it. Don't do it. They're
Greg
going
likes
to
a
take
lot.
you out. Big Milk is my rap handle. I used to be Little Milk. Oh, there it is. Kamala has it. Let's do this
Big
thing.
Milk.
Let's do this thing. So here it is. Here it is. This is the kind of show we have here. Let's
That's
make
Aubrey.
sure we can hear it. Yep, we're going to hear it. There's Aubrey Plaza. New product.
Have you ever looked at a tree and thought, can I drink this? I did. Hi, I'm Aubrey Plaza, co-founder of Wood Milk, the world's first and only milk made from wood. Here at Wood Milk Orchards, we're certain that our artisanal wood milk will be the only milk you'll want to drink for the rest of your life. Why? Because I said so. Our wood milk is bottled right here in the forest where the trees hit the dirt, which locks in the flavors like cherry, maple, and of course mahogany. And if you can't pick your favorite, that's okay, because they all taste like wood. Here's how wood milk is born. Not born, exactly. More like squished into a slime that's legal to sell. Let's give it a try.
Oh,
Refreshing.
Got wood?
That's good.
Is
I got
wood
wood.
milk real?
Okay, I got to move away from this because I'm
Absolutely
afraid
not.
we're going to get
Only real milk
get
is
taken
real.
out.
Then what did I invent?
But anyway, we got the feel for it.
I got wood. I got wood for you, Aubrey. I got wood.
Cedar milk could be tasty. Of course,
See?
you remember.
See, we're making fun of it.
Yeah, we're
making fun of
talking
it,
about
see?
it. We're talking about
Talking
it.
about it.
It's cool.
Conversational.
What is It reminds me of Yule Gibbons, right? Remember Yule Gibbons?
Oh, Yule Gibbons. Was that the Yule Gibbons? Was that the oatmeal? No, that's.
He talked about grape nuts, and one of the
Oh,
things
grape
out in the
nuts.
woods, just like Aubrey. He's out there in the woods, and he's like, and it's not a comedy at all, though. He'd be like, "You ever eat a pine tree?" And there's lots of nutrients in pine trees, and you know what? You eat a pine tree, you could die. So that was very controversial as well.
What? I don't remember that commercial. The grape nuts commercial.
Yeah, the grape nuts
I
commercial.
don't remember that one.
Okay.
I remember him doing grape nuts. I have him in
This
the
is gonna
morning.
be that
every
kind of
morning.
show.
It gets me going. But I never knew that he did a controversial grape nuts commercial.
Well, it was controversial because he said,
Pine
"You ever
tree.
eat a pine tree?" Right? All right, let's check it out.
Wow.
Ever eat a pine tree? Let's see if he actually says that.
This is the dude. You'll give it. The dude from the
You know
Waltons,
Yule.
right?
He's from the Waltons, right? Yeah. Here you go.
I'm Yule Gibbons. I've spent years learning about natural foods. Did you know goldenrod makes an excellent tea? Natural ingredients are important to me. That's why post grape nuts is part of my breakfast. Of course, I don't usually eat it in a bowl like this. Usually, I eat it in my shoe. Sometimes I just eat the shoe.
Wait a
You
minute.
ever eat a shoe? Its naturally sweet
never
taste
said
reminds
that.
me of wild hickory nut. You know, the other day I ate some goose poop I found on my lawn.
Wait a minute. That was great. I love it. I don't know who did that. But that was awesome.
Sometimes I ate out of my shoe.
Sometimes I eat out of my shoe. Just Jay says, I remember it. I hate grape nuts. She hates grape. It's like stale bread in a
Just
bowl,
Jay.
but I love it. I love it.
Oh, I love grape nuts.
You can drink pine needles as tea. I think he
that
was a
sounds nasty.
fisherman.
Pine needle tea sounds like car freshener.
You know what we haven't done?
Yeah.
Breathed. There's been no breathing on the show so
Oh,
far.
wait a minute. Let me just say something to Just Jay, one of my favorite all-time people.
Yeah.
One of my favorite all-time hummingbirds, okay? Put grape nuts at the bottom of your bowl, and then put a little honey nut, bunches of oats with almonds on top of that. And then on top of that, put a few cubes of what's the one? Wheat.
I think it's called
wheat.
Almond Crush. You put Almond Crush on
You mean crushy?
it? Crushy. Almond Crushy.
I put a little almond crushy over my cereal.
Okay.
That's on the bottom of your
on
bowl
the
with a
show
mix.
now, if you ever refer to any kind of nut milk, you have to call it crushy. Oat crushy. It's a challenge. Because we may never say it. We may not say it for a year. If somebody can say almond crushy. Todd Lee, you'll crack a tooth on grape nuts. Let them soak in wood milk for a minute.
That's the idea at the bottom of the bowl.
Yeah.
It's the gift at the end. Delicioso.
I love that. Okay, let's breathe. You want to lead us in some breathing? Because we got to breathe. Otherwise, it's not lunch therapy.
That's why we're not focused, I think.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Let's take a big, deep breath in through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it go. Out through the toes. In through the nose. Hold it. Let it go. Ooh. All right, we're going to take a last breath, all right? In through the nose, out through the toes, everyone. Come on, feel it now. Hold it. Hold it. Like your Snoop Dogg. Let it go. Drop your shoulders. Let it go. Loosen it
At
up.
one point, while we were breathing, I made some sudden move and kicked my phone off the table and went flying across the room.
Oh. Did you turn your ringer off?
Could be broken. I don't know.
I know, because it's across the room.
I'll find out when, after the show, I guess. I got a really strong case on mine, though.
Oh, that feels good.
You feel good? I feel good, too.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Can you hear the humming going on in the construction next door to my house?
No one can hear that.
It's in sync with healing
With the bowl?
vibrations.
Oh, that's cool. Maybe
Yeah.
then maybe we do hear it and we don't even know. All right, look at this. Lunch Therapy Girl is now on Twitch.
What?
Jay, I think. Could not
Lunch therapy girl.
not hear Blas, but there's nothing he can say to have me eat the nuts. He doesn't,
Lunch
he doesn't
therapy
like
girl.
grape nuts.
I'm going to teach you how to eat nuts. I got you.
Are we still on Instagram? Is Instagram still happening? Right now, I
Yeah,
tried to go live to Instagram. But does
Here's
it
the
only show
weird part.
part of the show?
Yeah, I'm putting comments up there. I see Chuck. I see Cam, Pam, Palmieri, and Mike.
That's cool.
But
Hey, everybody
I
out there in
post up
Instagram
here,
land. We can't see
nobody
the
can see me.
comments. I can't see the comments because there's no way for me to see it. I don't know how it works. But anyway, it's kind of fun. Welcome.
Oh, I got an
to
idea.
Instagram.
Maybe it's because we need to subscribe to you. That's gotta be it.
I don't know how it works, but it's just I did some like hacking and got myself on Instagram Live. So let's move on because I've got a roving reporter from Chuck Goldsmith. Here we go.
Brandon, we're
Brandon?
down here in Long Beach, and you have this. Can you tell us what this is?
It's a steel band drum. This is my first attempt. I got this from a junkyard. It's an old oil barrel. Pounded the hell out of it, for about a week.
Wow.
And I learned the real key to it. And this is like it's still not even getting there. It's a process. But if you can do it, you're a badass, But
And it makes people relaxed.
yeah, all it is just bending metal in a certain kind of way. And, you get the frequency and.
Cool, right? He made his
A lot of
own.
nice sounds on that.
Gotta be patient.
I like the way you zoom in on that car at the end, Chuck. I don't know what that
He
means.
says you gotta have patience.
He said you gotta have patience, and then there's like zoom in on that car. But it was cool,
I bet
man.
he learned that.
Yeah,
Joe, I bet he learned that making license plates.
probably did. You mean making that drum? Yeah.
Yeah, I bet he learned that making license
Brandon
plates.
is this guy's name. He said, we could, interview him on the show. So it's cool. Cool drum idea. Do it yourself. Home drum idea. I need a badass tongue drummer. She needs to be a badass tongue drummer, old Just Jay. I hope we're going to get some more of that. Okay, here's another one. Part 2 with Brandon.
Brandon, hi, we're back. We're back here, and
got this cool
you have this
arm
new
thing.
contraption. Tell us what it is.
So I had the idea one day to make a crossbow, and I got a couple pieces from office chairs, and I noticed it kind of looks like the shape of an arm, so I added to it. Literally, it needs some work, but the whole
needs some
point
work.
is when you put it on and strap it in, the Velcro, this is the same mechanism that when you lean back in a chair, that spring coils up, and the whole concept is to coil it back and push a button with a punch, and it's like a super punch. And
Okay.
It's a
it can
super
be done,
punch machine.
and it will be done.
So you can walk around with it, like a self-defense.
I think it'd be a little bit like inviting some problems, but you definitely. I have an attachment, a grappling hook.
It's like
that,
robotic.
Yeah, it's just badass.
So that's like artificial intelligence.
I mean, it's getting there. It's getting
I
there.
don't know, man.
It's artificial,
Yeah.
badass arm. It's Terminator
Get
shit.
him on
Is what it is.
Shark
It's
Tank
total-
with the badass arm. What do you think?
What?
Blas, I'm bringing you on the screen again. What do you think about that badass arm that he made?
Um,
This cool
I
thing.
think it's bionic-ish.
Yeah, look at it. Look at it. It like fits on there, but it doesn't quite. And then there's, I like the lady who's doing this thing.
What is she doing?
I don't know. I love that. No, I love
Why
that
is she
pose.
doing it?
It's one of my favorite
Look
poses.
at the parts though. His parts look like drawer.
Here's some music too that we
brackets.
got from Chuck. I think this guy's Johnny Depp. Let's go back. Is that Johnny Depp? Like doing
Got
like
Johnny's rings on.
doing like an incognito thing out there in Long Beach. That was a great interview. Thanks,
God.
Chuck, for that.
Looks like it.
That guy's cool like me. We are cool dudes. That looks like Blas. Maybe that's Blas. I don't know. It's cool.
Listen, last
Listen
time I
now.
played guitar on a corner, I made $30.
Oh my God, you did?
Yeah.
It's more than Joe Furie's.
Probably
ever
would have
made.
made more if I
Yeah.
really knew how to play the guitar.
Yeah, that would be good. All right, let's hit into some breaking news. Breaking news. All right, let's do this. thing.
What?
Yeah. Oh no, what's this? Breaking news.
Breaking news. Joel Bush.
Good afternoon and welcome to Breaking News on Lunch Therapy. There have been some really incredible things that have happened over the weekend and beyond. Let's get into it right now with a little segment we call Breaking News. Okay, there it is. I don't know what's going on with me. I'm not there. But anyway, some great news occurred over the weekend. Actually, it's not that great. one of the things that happened is a giant seaweed blob hit Florida. Did you hear about this, Blas?
Oh,
Giant
no, I
seaweed
didn't.
blob?
From
Yes.
the storms and everything?
No, it's interesting because one
That's
would
all
wonder.
seaweed?
Yeah, I mean, this is not actual footage. I don't want to,
Oh,
I don't
Thought
want
all
to
that
claim
brown
that this
stuff
is
was-
actual footage because it's not. It's just some footage I
Just
found
a
of brown
beach line?
seaweed.
Just the coastline somewhere?
Yeah, it's a
Somewhere in
coastline
America?
somewhere in America. This is
Maybe
what
Cuba?
it would look like if I could afford to get actual API or whatever they call that thing, AP wire footage.
Or you mean
Anyway,
like
it looks
a
like
drone?
that. It looks a lot like that. And what happened was enormous clumps of brown, smelly, rotten seaweed, known as sargassum, were washing up on Florida's east coast beaches from a massive seaweed bloom. Florida is trying to fight the sargassum with some good old-fashioned sincerity. They're having a hard time finding any of it in Florida, apparently. They're finding a lot of hate speech. They're finding a lot of misogyny, but that's not doing much to stop the flow of sargassum. In fact,
Nope.
it might even increase it. Researchers attribute the phenomenon to a rise in nutrient-rich wastewater discharged into rivers and ultimately reaching the ocean, acting as fertilizers for sargassum's exponential growth. In other words,
that's
there's
exactly what
so
that
much
is.
shit coming out of Florida that their shores are brown. There you go. That's quite disgusting.
That's exactly what it is. The ocean is throwing up the seaweed because of the pollution, the toxic waste we're putting into
Oh
it.
yeah,
It's
there you go.
You know, it's
Have some
naturally
of this
happening.
shit back. Here's our waste. Basically, they send out, Florida sends out their waste, and the ocean sends it back in a different
Exactly
form.
what it is. Look at how clear the water is now.
You know what they say? Shit out, shit in. I don't know. Do they say that? They say something
believe
like
you just
that,
said
right?
it. I
Shit
believe you
out,
just said
shit
it.
in. Garbage in, garbage out. Right? That's what it is.
You are
Okay.
what you eat.
The second news item today is about the scone stone. Do you know what the scone stone is? You're
Is
soon
it
to
a
know.
scone that's as hard as a stone?
Wait a minute. I got to see the comments here. Let's go back
They-
a bit because
pretty hard.
this show, we can't go straight to the scone stone. Let's see if we can go look at this. Okay, so let's see. Get back on the corner. What is this? Oh, that's Kamala says to you, Blas, get back on the corner and earn that $30, bitch. I don't know. Someone needs to hit
Always
Florida.
wants my money, bro. Why does she? Don't,
I don't know. We all
you
do.
need to give your wife some money, bro.
Free
Seriously,
sushi
'cause
in
she's always
South
in my
Beach.
pocket.
We got a tulip festival. Florida has sargassum bloom. Seems about right. We got a tulip festival. Florida has sargassum bloom. Seems about right. It's funny that it's called sargassum.
Very prolific of time.
It's quite funny. Okay, so anyway, keynote. Here we go. Here's the keynote. What do you call it? The lead. This is the lead. Scone Stone returns to England. So you were saying, what's the Scone Stone?
You asked me what it was, and I believe that scones are very hard like stone. So
I see.
I always chip a tooth.
That would be a stone scone, I think. Ironically, our tulips do not bloom in time for the festival. That's sad. That is super sad. All right, this is the Scone Stone. And in England, jolly old England, when they coronate a king or queen, they put this stone in the throne. It's a throne stone. Or they call it the Stone of Destiny. Because, if you're
They call it the stone ottoman.
It is. You know what? They actually think that it might have been a pillow at some point.
All rise for King Charles.
So basically,
and his
yes.
woman.
Basically what happened is this stone, oblong block of stone, was originally for the coronation of monarchs in Scotland. And then England came along in 1296. Edward I, his forces went in and stole it. I know, weird.
Dude,
It's kind of
what's
like
up with England, dude? Why are they always stealing stuff?
Why are they so mean? Because they got that
they
little
just
island and
take
they
it
want,
away.
they're kind of mad about it or something. So anyway, used in the coronations of the monarchs of England, ever since when they coronate the monarchs, they use this stone. And in 1996, they returned it back to Scotland because, after all, it was Scotland's. It wasn't theirs.
Wait.
Yeah.
100 years later, they returned a piece
100
of
years?
stone.
No, not even 100. Like, we're talking from 1296 to 1996.
Whoa!
Anybody can do
Who wants a
maths out
piece
there.
of stone from 500 years? Come
I guess
on, man.
it's
England, what are you doing?
Clearly there's something about it that's lucky or something. It's tradition. I don't know. You know how they are in England.
This
So
is how I
return-
felt when I first saw it. Okay, Joel?
Yeah.
You showed it. This is what this is a scone stone.
Yeah.
And the first thing I thought with the chains and the links on the side,
Mhm.
shackles.
Shackles.
Yep. That's the
I
first
don't
thing I
know.
thought.
You know, some would say
A
being
slave scone stone.
king or queen of England might be somewhat
Prisoner.
of being a prisoner, you know? Can't
Yep.
go around. I saw, they've made movies.
can't
about
quit.
it, right?
You can't quit like
You
the other
can't
dude.
quit.
The other son.
No one gets out alive, right?
Yeah, he quit because he's not going to be the king.
That's right.
His brother is. William will be king. So
So
he's like, you know what? I'm going to go live in Beverly Hills.
you're talking about the next one. We're talking about Prince Charles. It's going to be king coming up, and they got
No,
the stone.
but I mean, his other son, the younger one, he
Yeah.
quit because he's not going to be king.
I know.
He's like, what am I sticking
Oh,
around
you're
here
saying?
for?
Oh, of course. Yeah. See, it's not what it's
Yeah.
cut out to be. Apparently, it's very hard, very difficult, and it's no wonder
Big
they
brother.
have that stone, Big Brother. All right, hey, it's time for Trash Panda Comedy Club.
What?
All right, thanks everybody for having me here today on Trash Panda Comedy Club. I'm Joel Marshall. This is a place where we work out the comedy. Something's wrong with my Trash Panda Comedy Club because I'm definitely going to do something different with it today.
Come on, Boney.
Come on, Boney. Come on. Get it together. I'm just waiting.
Switch it up.
I got to get back on the stage here. All right, let's take a look. There we go. Oh, except I'm super small. It's like a giant Trash Panda Comedy Club. All right. Thanks, everybody, for being here. I'm Joel Marshall. Today, we're going to do a seminar. You know, a lot of you out there are saying, I'm tired of working for the man. I'm tired of working for the woman. I'm going to start my own business. I did this many years ago, and I am here to tell you how not to run a small business. As I'm an expert.
How not to run a small business.
How not to run a small business. So we're going to have the top 12 things to not do when you run a small business. I ran a small business doing computer support for many, many years. And it was a little like taking like a razor blade and like cutting your eye, like jamming a pen in your ear every morning, when you get up. And so, what I realize is running a business is a skill, right? It's something that you actually can go to school for. And so maybe when you start a small business, you should probably maybe take a class or something. They even have a major called business. And they have a business school. So these are the top 12 things that I learned the hard way that I probably could have learned in school. Top 12 things are to not do in your small business. Number 12.
12.
Be everything to everybody. This is something we were talking to Matt Wright about this the other day, but when you provide a service, you should probably provide one service. Maybe if you do nutrition, you should even narrow it down to like you do nutrition for gerbils, or maybe you do nutrition for gerbils that are owned by dentists or something like that. Get very, very specific, because what I tried to do, I like that. You can tell me all the really important knowledge points, Blas. So what I tried to do was I tried to provide every possible service there was related to computers. And a good example was like, if I was at somebody's house and they said, I'd like you to fix my printer, I would say no. I should have said no, because I didn't get into computers to do mechanical things. Clearly, I'm not good at mechanical things, so why would I try and work with a mechanical device? Scone stones. Happy editorship. Happy editorship. So yes, so let's see what's next. What's next?
Number 11.
Number 11. Don't underestimate your time. These are true. These are real things here. Don't underestimate your time, because the tendency is somebody says, how long do you think that's going to take? And you think, well, maybe I could do it in an hour. But it never takes an hour. So you always have to double your time. Okay?
It's an hour.
If it's an hour, you say 2 hours. Maybe even...
A couple hours.
Maybe even 3 hours.
A few hours.
Yeah, a few hours. Triple it. 10. Do not... Oh, Todd Lee says, don't overpromise and under-deliver. That's exactly it. That's the thing.
Never.
So say,
Never.
you know,
Under-promise.
better... Yeah. And over-deliver. Right? Better to say, hey, I thought it was going to take me 3 hours and it only took me an hour, so now I don't have to charge you as much, than to say, I said it was going to be an hour, so now I'm going to have to charge you for an hour and I'm going to work for 3 days straight. Okay?
I thought you were going to say, it didn't take me 3 hours, I did an hour, but you still have to pay me for the 3 hours.
But you still have to pay me for the 3 hours. Well, that's probably better business. That's probably better business. Oh, look, I did it faster. You'd still owe me money. All right, next. Don't have verbal agreements, because like down the line they're like, well, you said that you were going to do
don't
this. Yes, don't have verbal agreements. Have written agreements.
Boney wrote down have verbal agreements.
Yes, because these are the top 12 things to not do in your small business. Do not have verbal agreements. Have written agreements. That way you can go back. If somebody says, well, hey, you said you were going to do this, you can go back and look at it and be like, well, it says right here. That's what they have lawyers for, I suppose.
Also, don't, because they could say, I need you to do this and do that, and you say, no, it's written right here.
Well, all the time it happens where you're doing something and they say, oh, could you do this and this and this and this, and they just tack it on.
Right.
But if you have a verbal
then
agreement, then you go, well, let's look at the verbal agreement.
Yeah, I did everything I listed here. So, pay me for 3 hours.
Number 9, don't try to service the entire world. When I was a computer support guy, I had people from Malibu all the way to San Diego. So don't do that unless you want to get a second gig as an Uber driver.
Ooh, double the money? No, that's not.
No, it doesn't work that way. Let's see what lunch... Let's see. Oh, Todd says, don't bill hourly. Bill a flat rate. That's interesting. I don't know. As a consumer, I like the flat rate, because then if it takes them much longer than they said, because that's another thing, the person gets in there and they're like, this is going to take me a lot longer. And then they just start upping it. You don't want to do that to your customers, right?
Like doctors do that.
Lunch therapy girl says, think twice. Doctors. Don't get me started on doctors. Blas.
Oh.
Lunch therapy girl says, think twice before taking a job so you don't have to hide from said person.
That's good advice, actually.
Because it is. It's hard to hide. Yeah. There's definitely a
You interview the client, and then you go, I don't think this is going to work out.
Yes. Matt says, this is going to be a kick-ass LinkedIn post, right? Totally. Hourly billing is nuts, he says. Okay, let's take a look at what the next one is. Don't work for kids. That's called babysitting. Ooh. Because what happens is, this is the trick. You go over to the person's house. This is what would happen to me. You go over to the person's house. The mom is there. She's like, I called you over here to fix this iPad. It's my son's iPad. And then you're like, Billy, tell Joel what's wrong with your iPad. And Billy's like, like 4 years old, doesn't know what an iPad is, didn't even realize he had one, and because he doesn't, because she's just giving the iPad and saying, talk to Billy, I'm gonna go down the street and get drunk on some white wine or something like that.
I have to go to the corner.
And next thing you know, you're babysitting because you can't leave Billy, and you don't even know what's wrong with the iPad, so you got to wait for the person, and that's called babysitting.
That actually happened to you?
Of course.
That's
Anything
terrible.
that you can imagine will happen to you. That's
You
why you have to
should have
imagine
dated
these
her.
things. Okay. Never
should
ever
have
sleep
dated
with your customer before being paid. That's a good one.
Ah.
I like that one.
You get
Boney, we gotta
paid
get
double.
some sound effects in here. It's gotta feel like a real.
Maybe
It's gotta
some
feel
double.
like a real club, Boney. Okay. Let's see. Don't conflate cost with price. Yes. You know, you don't go, oh, I think it's gonna cost about this much. And you don't factor in your labor or what about research? What about if it's something? See, that's the thing. You have to do less research if you don't do 12, you have to do a lot less research. But if you do 12, you're going to spend so much time researching everything because you're trying to be everything to everybody. Right?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Number 7.
You have to,
don't give your friends free service.
yeah.
I
fuck
did
that.
this as a computer support guy. I gave all my friends free service, and I didn't want them to pay me because I felt like they're my friends. But the next thing you know, every time you see your friend, they hand you their computer or they hand you their phone, and all of a sudden you're just the friend who fixes their shit. And then that's no fun. Then you spend the whole time. You never have a social situation because you're always fixing people's stuff. Right, Blas?
Oh, hold up. I have a question.
Yeah.
When I'm on my computer and I see
Exactly. Exactly. I'm going to buy an Apple Watch. Tell me what the best one to buy and what I can do with it, and it's like,
could you look
talk
at
about
this
that.
for me real quick?
Yeah, real quick. Hey, that's another thing. When people say real quick, these are buzzwords. Real quick. I got a quick question for you, or I got an easy one for you. That's always a good one.
Oh, look at that pitch, right? Hey, I got a really easy one for you. Check this out.
Yeah,
My computer.
Always an easy
doesn't
one.
turn
I found
on.
myself the other day. I was calling somebody, going to ask them something, and I felt sort of bad about asking them something, and I thought that in my head. I got a quick question, and I was like, "Don't do it, Marshall. Don't do it." I knew it wasn't a quick question. Richard Gaddis says, "Don't guesstimate your profit margin. Work it out so you know exactly what you're earning." This is so smart. This is a serious seminar here in the Trash Panda.
And I say Richard Gaddis too is a I don't want to say headhunter, but he places people in jobs and he knows what he's talking about.
Well, that's cool. Todd Lee says, "Interesting. Seems you're repeating a few of these for lunch therapy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not paying for this service." Yes, by the way, you can pay for this service if you go to donate on Venmo, donate to the show, Myth Club, or PayPal, Joel Marshall Official, or become a Patreon. Yay! Thanks, Boney, for that. Boney just made that cool new Chiron. We might make $30. Let's try to make $30 today. All right, so that's our goal today, $30. Okay. All right, number 6. Don't build websites. I know this is controversial. I know there's a lot of people out there that do, and they're very good at it. But as far as I'm concerned, when you build a website for somebody, it's yours for life. Because you think that you're going to build a website and then you're going to give them like all the tools to like add to it and put things up there and all that stuff. And it's like this dream that you have that you're going to facilitate somebody to have their own website. But you know what? They don't want to do it. Nobody wants to do it. I have never met anybody that wants to keep their website. I don't know why there's a drum roll. Todd Lee, super sticker, 99 cents. Right on. We're only $28.99 away from the $30 goal. This has now become a telethon. All right, next. Number 5, do not take your time in sending invoices. This is interesting because I was recently talking to a friend of mine who has a cleaning service, and she said that she's got all these people that owe her for the cleaning service, and she cleaned, got people and has a business and cleans people's places. But you know what happens? Oh my God. Yes. What happens is they don't pay, and then the place gets dirty again, and then they don't feel like paying for a dirty place, right? All right, Just Jay Comedian, $1.99. Now, we need to have one of those like thermometers or something, but we're getting down to, can you keep track of the math? We're at 37. Somebody figure that out. That's just what our CPA did to us. Interesting, Kamala. Interesting. Yeah, they never send the invoice. And as an entrepreneur, you feel like you never get around to doing the invoices. This is a problem, is because you spend all the time doing the service and you never do the actual business. I wondered where Blas went. He just came back. Thank God. And number 4. Blas, can you figure out how close we've gotten to $30? Number 4. Do not only take checks. You can't only take checks because people need to be able to pay you, and nobody has checks anymore. Nobody does checks. That's an old thing. Anybody out there do checks? Anybody? Number 3. I think that we're getting added value today through this thing. Number 3, through my pain. Number 3, do not spend your upfront earnings. This is a good one. If you can possibly, if somebody pays you and says, I want to pay you in advance. Oh, Blas is in the green room for some reason. He's back now. If somebody wants to pay you in advance, that's great, but take it, put it someplace, because if you spend it right away, it'll feel like working for free. Even though you're not, it'll feel like you're working for free.
Good advice.
That's good advice, right? Number 2, don't be your own worst boss. Don't be your own worst boss. What does that mean, Blas? You know what that means? That means you never pay yourself.
Yep.
You never take a vacation. You don't have any sick days. You work like you're in a sweatshop.
To your employees.
You're mean to yourself. You put yourself down all the time, and you basically pay yourself below minimum wage. That's what everybody does too.
It's no good.
Matt Wright says always get a deposit. That's a good one too. Always get a deposit, right? Because you could do a bunch.
At least
of work,
half.
and then somebody's like, "Screw off." I did that one time. I did like I did like $10,000 worth of work. I mean, it was like a lot. And they were like, send us the bill afterwards, a lot of production work and things like that. And then I handed the bill to the person, and the guy got his minion to tell me, yeah, we're just going to pay you half. We're just going to pay you $5,000 less. And you know what?
Whoa.
I was screwed. What could you do? I mean, you could sue.
You could have told me, and I would have been a collection agency, and I would have.
Well, here's number 1. Finally, number 1. Drum roll, please. Number 1. Do not have clients. Oh, I gotta move the thing. That was really anticlimactic. Do not have clients who are lawyers and or have assault rifles. I don't know. That's one that Boney put on there. I don't know about that one.
It's a good one.
It is a good one.
Advice. Don't do
that. That was Boney's one. Don't have clients who are lawyers and or have assault rifles.
Listen, if they're a lawyer and they have an assault rifle, run away. Run.
Unless, of course, you're in the assault rifle business, which if you're in the assault rifle business, get out.
Hey, that's something to think about. That
It
is
is.
something to think about.
It's a pretty horrible business, I must say. All right, so we're almost at the dance break here. Unfortunately, trying to think what we've got to do a little contest. So let's get this thing going.
Oh my God, this is going to be so good. Lunch therapy contest.
Oh my God,
the categories today are.
I'm so looking forward to this. Because
it's going to be tough.
that brought back some really traumatic memories for me. But I'm glad I could help everybody out there.
Lunch therapy. The Take the World Quiz.
Starting their own business.
blood.
You're not working in the USA if you follow number 1. No lawyers, no people with assault rifles. All right, kids. Potatoes of the World quiz brought to you by the Panavision camera and Danny K and Cup of Blood. Let's get this thing going. This is a continuation of the bread quiz. The potato quiz. Everybody remembers the potato quiz from last week, of course. So these are potato dishes. And you have to guess. It's a multiple choice because this is very difficult. Very difficult. Let's do it. I was trying to make it rain potatoes again. And you know, thanks, Boney. I was looking for it, but Boney grabbed it. He's like, let me do it, boss.
It's interesting. Sometimes he's really quick, and sometimes I think he's taking a nap.
I know. I mean, I always have to nudge him a little bit. Throw my phone at him, perhaps. But that would not be good. That's a bad boss. Throws their phone at people.
Ah, this guy can jam. Piano.
I've been playing the piano again. Oh, I want to announce something.
How about the guitar? You've been playing the guitar?
Playing the piano lately, just for fun. Because, you know, I think what happened is we were talking about that piano lesson problem that I had. And I was like, dude, you got to get back on that thing. So I've been there, tickling the old ivories. My piano's out of tune, though. All right, so what is the name of the Jewish pancake fritter that is traditionally prepared to celebrate Hanukkah? Todd Lee says latkes. He hasn't even seen he knows. He hasn't seen the selections yet. Knish, challah, matzah, latke. Todd Lee says latke. What do you think? Kamala says latke. Boney, are you on the scoreboard or what? What's happening here? Can you get the scoreboard?
Pancake fritter.
What are you going for? What do you think it is?
I think I'm gonna go with the latke.
Vodka?
And a latke is made with potatoes.
Potatoes. Everything's made with potatoes.
It's like a hash brown. That's what it always
Okay, let's
felt
take a
like.
look.
But a little bit greasier.
Everybody got it? Latkes. Richard got it. Kamala got it. How is the Twitch, by the way? One of the things, somebody said something about YouTube being all messed up today.
Huh?
I tried streaming at a lower resolution to see if maybe that would not be a problem. I don't know. Maybe you can give me a feedback on that. Looks like a lot of people went to Twitch. I don't know. Maybe we're still even on Instagram. Who knows? We can't see those people's comments, which sucks. But, you know, I'll solve it.
I know.
I'll solve it. Or Boney will. Boney will solve it. So what is the name of the French dish that is made of thinly sliced potatoes layered with cream and cheese and baked until golden and crispy? That sounds, you know what would be really good with that? Some almond crushy.
Ketchup?
Almond crushy. That'd be delicious.
Almond crushy. My bad, I stepped on your line. Almond crushy.
Let's see. So Todd Lee says potatoes au gratin. Matt Wright says galette.
Yeah, I agree with au gratin.
Au gratin. Well, you'll see it's
Creamy,
a little bit weird.
Potatoes.
We've got pommes
Sliced.
Anna, pommes aligot, gratin dauphinois, and pomme duchesse. This is, obviously pronounced wrong.
I agree with lunch therapy girl.
Lunch therapy girl, grape nuts.
That's what I believe. The answer, sir, and my final answer is grape nuts.
I think all potato dishes are good with almond crushy, don't you think? Or maybe even a good glass of wood milk. Well, now I've got the Italian.
As long as it's mahogany.
All right. Can anybody guess any of these? Okay, pomme de terre au gratin. Pomme de terre, but there's pomme Anna, pomme aligot, gratin dauphinois, and pommes duchesse. I'm gonna go back to my regular microphone.
Duchesse.
Anybody? I'm gonna go with. Well, wait. I probably know the answers. Pomme de terre, but there's pomme Anna. Wait, no. Where's that coming from?
Le doc. Gratin.
Do you hear?
Finnois.
Do you hear me? Does I hear me?
I hear you repeating the answer.
Isn't that weird? What happened?
No, it's good. It's good. Boney's doing some incredible stuff right now.
Well, wait. It's so weird how I'm being repeated.
Pomme de terre, but there's pomme Anna.
Wait, no. I'm gonna mute you because I can hear myself. Yeah. Do you have Instagram on? Do you hear me? Does I hear me? Yeah, that's why I can hear myself.
Repeating.
Because when I turn you off, I can't hear myself.
No, it's good. It's good. Boney's. What about now?
Who wrote these choices? Yeah.
Where's Boney at?
Kamala says, "Who the f wrote these choices?" I did, of course, because I know French so well. All right, let's see. Let's see what the answer is. And the answer is. Oh, but now we can't have the drum roll. Oh wait, here we go. I don't know. There's no drum roll anymore. There's applause. Anyway, let's see what it is. Gratin de Finnois. Nobody got that. This is another spectacular quiz. Wow. Okay, cool.
I think my question is,
yeah,
it's Joe Marshall official.
Yeah.
But Joe Marshall official live.
Is that happening?
Different address?
Is anything happening? But it's happening. It's still happening out there, right?
I believe it is.
Technology. Okay, what is the name of the Spanish omelet that is made of eggs, potatoes, and onions?
Spanish omelet.
Spam.
Eggs,
Fratata. All right, let's go with the choices. Tortilla española. Tortilla de patatas. That patatas sounds a lot like potatoes, so I'm thinking that might be that one. And then both A and B are correct, and then none of the above are correct. All right. This is a good one. It's a good quiz, by the way. For those of you that don't realize how good this quiz is, I got something to tell you. I got some news for you. It is good. Both A and B are correct.
How do you say eggs in Spanish?
We
Huevos?
say huevos.
Huevos. How do you spell huevos?
Huevos is H-E-U-E-V-O-S. I'm sticking by it. I never want any spelling bees. That's how you do it. H-U-E-V-O-S. Huevos. Wow, Twitch is fast. That was super fast, wasn't it? That's like a step up. All right? How fast that comment came in?
Yeah, it's quick.
Yeah. All right, the answer is both A and B. Tortilla española and tortilla de patatas. You know, I don't know what happened with the scoreboard today, but I think the hummingbirds have like 3 or 4. I'm gonna give them 4. Boney, give them 4.
3.
3?
I think is it 4? I think it's 3.
Boney wants to give them 4 because he's like, this is such a shit show. This silly quiz that you have here, written by who knows who. Lalitha says D, and the answer is D. See, Lalitha's on YouTube, so it's coming in way slow. She actually said none of the above are correct. She's probably right because she speaks Spanish. We're gonna have to dance it out here. One more. What is the name of the German dish that is made of shredded potatoes formed into patties and then fried?
Kuchenspieler.
You'd think it would be called Kuchenspieler. Kartoffelpuffer. Tortilla de patatas. Kartoffelsalat. And Kartoffelsuppe. Lackenschrotte num num, says Todd.
I bet Todd's right. I feel like he's missing a noun though. I mean, a noun,
Missing
a vowel.
Vowels.
A vowel.
I've got a great dance break for us, by the way. Just so you know.
Dude, this is one of them shows. it's like, it's not just Barefoot Tuesday, but it's what the
hell Tuesday? What the hell is going on here? No, but I
love it.
I think that we gave out some really good advice on small businesses. What do you think about that? I mean, if you're starting a small business and you follow these do not do these things, and then the ones that people put in with it, you are so far ahead. So far.
You know what it is? It's business coaching.
Business coaching right here on Lunch Therapy.
Business coaching. Lunch Therapy. Joe Marshall's.
I know, you think you only learn something from Fridays, but Tuesdays is where the real nuggets are.
It's all around show on Tuesdays. Fridays are great because of the interview.
Yeah.
We got guests that
Tuesdays,
come on and share.
there's a lot of almond crushy to be drinking down. Drinking the almond crushy. With your grape nuts. All right. Dance break time. Thanks, everybody, for playing this quiz. Super fun.
Hanging out on Tuesday, man. Right on, you guys.
Lalita says breathe. Hey, let's do 3 deep breaths before we go into the dance break. What do you think about that?
Oh, you lead that.
All right. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it go. Back to the live bird cam. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it go. One more. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Dance break time. I put us up here because there's going to be some cool words down below. This is the lady shelters, all the way from Japan. This is the famous song, Who Are You? By the Boo. Check out the lyrics too, if you didn't know the lyrics to this song. They're down below. I really want to know! Sing along to it. All right, Richard, yeah.
I want to be the song from door, every smile you might make. He say, you can go sweep and home tonight if you can get up, go away. I stretch it back and they understand the breeze over my hair. I remember through the passions and rain and preaching from my chair. And for you, I really want love. Come on, tell me who are you? 'Cause I really want love. I took a tour without the time, back to the roaring page. I'm feeling like a giant crown with a three-colored tintin.
They make up their own lines.
I stretch it back and then kick up. I look back on my busy day. 11 hours in the team pack, got to be that way. But who are you? I really want love. Oh, who the fuck are you?
Trust these words. They're a little bit like their own lines.
I really want love.
These chicks are cool, bro.
Aren't they awesome? They've got so many great cover songs. I've just never even ran across them until now. But they just have. They just keep them coming. So you go to that website. You get a nice tall glass of almond crushy. Go to that website. Lady Shelters YouTube channel. I love this part of the song.
That's some name, bro. Lady Shelters.
Lady Shelters,
Wow.
right? got Julia Sullivan next Tuesday. We got filmmaker Christopher Gladys this Friday. Christopher Gladys wrote a book about how to deal with anxiety. Besides making the great film Callback, which was screened on this show a while back. Favorite independent films, Callback. Starring Richard Eden. I'm talking about Blas, too. I like the way they're just always except for that.
Oh, that drummer not to sing.
Contact. All the world is smiling. Every day smile. Anybody who's out there on Instagram, thank you so much too. Hey! Lunch therapy. Yeah.
Thank you, Lady Shelters. That was awesome.
That's the Lady Shelters. Oh,
Awesome.
I cut off their logo. That's horrible.
Go to their site, watch their song, and listen to their music.